What's up everyone, this is Tranquil Toys. Today I'm taking a look at the new Masterverse Vykron figure, also known as Vykor. I'm not sure why they changed his name, maybe it's some sort of licensing issue or something, but this is pretty much just Conan the Barbarian in the Motu style. So this is a really awesome figure. I'm not going to go too much into the detail. The articulation is pretty much the same as the other figures, although it is on the updated torso, so you can do a full 360 on the upper torso. One thing I do want to mention is that this is a really good set in terms of value, because this is like $35 from the Mattel Creations website, and at $35 you're getting a lot for this compared to some of the other deals out there for the prices and the amount of accessories you get with some other figures that are out now. This is a pretty good deal. The articulation is pretty much the same as every other Masterverse figure. You got the ball hinge shoulders and the swivel in the bicep. You get a decent amount back. There's a little bit of gapping, and then you get a little bit forward. That's something they need to improve on. I would like to see them try to do a ball joint on the lower torso here, so you can get even more forward and back, and then more tilt. But as it is, you get a decent amount of tilt, so you can get some pretty cool poses. You swivel in the waist, and then the ball jointed hips don't go up that far. That's another area they can improve in. Double knees and the thigh swivel, boot swivel. And then you got the armor on the shins, and the feet are exactly as you'd expect. So pretty plain in terms of the body, but where the figure really shines is the accessories that it comes with. And so of course the selling point of this figure, it's like the old classics He-Man figure, and he was called Vykor. He had 3 different full body armors that you can put on him. So he came with this green one, and there's some design differences between that one. This one had like a tank head, but now it's like a snapping turtle type of design, and I kind of prefer the older look for this one. He had a big tank on his head basically, and they kind of changed it up a little bit. There is some scuffing on mine, some black paint on there, but it's not a big deal. I think it is kind of cool, but it just doesn't really fit with what I think about this character. You know, he's pretty much like a Conan character, and honestly I don't think Conan needs all these different types of armor. But it is a callback to that old figure. So, and if you want to see what this armor looks like on this figure, you're gonna have to look at the pictures and some other reviews. I'm not gonna do that. I think out of all the reviews that people have done for this figure, that's been done enough. So if you want to see that, I'll just show some pictures. What I do want to show you is what the armor looks like on other figures. Actually, before I move on, briefly I want to mention that the box is really cool. You got some art by Frazetta. It's not actually by Frazetta, but it is mimicking that style. So the box is really cool. You also got some barbarian skeletons right there, some other kinds of skeletons. And then you have the tank armor, what that looks like, some robots in the back, and then you have the top part. This is what the orange armor looks like, and he's fighting some aliens in the back and some spaceships. So that's pretty cool. But like I said, not really a big fan of that armor or that armor. I really like this middle picture though. I did pick up some of the boss fight barbarian skeletons, so I'll do a short video on that when I get those. The box also comes with this insert of that picture from the middle, and like I said, that's my favorite picture from the box. So I'm going to try to display this because I think it looks really cool. And on the back you got the background, that space vibe. You got the alien right there, some alien like plants and whatever, and some alien structure in the background. So the first thing I want to try is putting on some of the armor pieces on the He-Man body. So obviously people are going to want to, you know, display the figure with all these armors. So if you got some other He-Man bodies lying around. So there's everything taken off. So already the chest armor doesn't completely wrap around the torso because it is that bulkier body. I kind of wish this figure came in that bulky body just to make it look more like an actual Conan figure. So there's what that looks like with the green armor on He-Man. And that looks kind of cool. Again, if you like this armor design, then you're going to think this is pretty cool, but I'm not the biggest fan of this armor design, so I don't really like it, but it is possible to do that. And it's kind of goofy how you can see the face through the mouth of the turtle. Maybe something like that would be kind of cooler, but I don't know. And here's what the space armor looks like on He-Man. And this is kind of cool. Again, not a big fan of this, but it does fit pretty well on the body. It doesn't hook up on the back here because, again, that torso is bigger. But, you know, for the most part, it does fit. And also the head. This is not like a helmet or anything. It's an actual head with a socket in there. And I think the neck peg is too short for this figure, so it doesn't go on completely. It fits better on this body. And also comes with this jetpack with wings, which also fits on the green armor. I'm not sure which one it's supposed to go with. I think it fits the most with this one. And also something else that other people haven't mentioned is that this tube actually comes out, so you can put it on the hole above or in the one on the bottom. It fits in both. You can put a regular He-Man head on that. So there's some customizability there. So here's the Vykron body with all the armor taken off. And I'm going to see if the armor fits on the He-Man body. So there's what that looks like. And that looks pretty cool. The fur up here is removable. It's just Velcroed over the harness here. And the harness looks pretty cool as well. It doesn't completely close in the back because, again, this torso is a lot bigger. But the shin armor fits and the wrist armor also fits. So that's pretty cool. And there's a He-Man body with the Vykron head. There's what it looks like without the fur. So now I'm going to bring in another figure. This is the Barbarian Batman or Caveman Batman from McFarlane Toys with a custom head on it. And I'm going to see if some of the parts will fit on it. So there's what that looks like, and that looks really cool, I think. It does kind of cover up the paint marks and indents on the figure that were under the plastic fur that was around the figure, which I removed. Check out my review on the Barbarian Batman McFarlane figure. And then again, it doesn't hook up in the back because the torso is way too wide. That's what it looks like with the Vykron head. And the neck peg is too long. It's not hard to fix though. You just have to take the neck peg out, put some tack, put the head back on, and it'll look a lot better. The space armor doesn't really fit. Doesn't really go down far enough, and it looks kind of weird. You know, he's got two belts on top of each other. But the same thing goes for the green armor. It's kind of cool. I actually think this looks pretty cool. Much better than what the green armor looks like on the regular figure. This looks really cool. Maybe if it was a different color, if it was black or brown or silver, if the whole thing was silver, that would be really cool. So definitely a lot of potential for some cool customs here. Then, like I mentioned before, I got the fur from Grizzlord, which does fit over the figure. And here this gives you kind of a classic Conan look, the Conan with the fur. So that's pretty cool. So this is already looking way better. You know, I really like the way this looks. I wish it would have came with a alternate head without the helmet, just to give, you know, another option. Maybe have the helmet be removable and have a different kind of helmet. That would have been really cool. But I think as is, you know, this is pretty cool. This might be the way that I display it. And then speaking of Grizzlord, here's Grizzlord with the space armor. And this actually fits because it's the exact same torso. Even though it has the fur sculpted onto it, it's the exact same size and proportions. So all the armor is going to fit on it pretty nicely. Then you can put the space helmet on it. And that just gives you different options, like an alien space guy. So let me know what you guys think about that. And here's what the green armor looks on Grizzlord, and that's really cool actually. I like the way that looks. Kind of looks like a Power Rangers villain or something. For some reason you can only strap in one of the straps in the back. So it does look kind of weird, you know, the belt kind of sticks out right here. But I think that still looks really cool. Turtle helmet, it's not going to fit really. I mean, that looks really goofy. So that's not going to fit. Then you can also put the animal head on the Vykron figure. That gives him more of a wild man or savage look. And then we'll see if the armor fits on wrestling figures. So here's an Ultimate Edition Brock Lesnar. And they're both made by the same company, Mattel. And it does fit pretty well. It just looks kind of odd. You know, he's got shorts on and space armor. But it does fit. And again, a lot of potentials for customizing here. So here's what the green armor looks like on the figure. And that honestly doesn't look too bad. Again, it does kind of clash with the shorts. But in my opinion, it's not that bad. And I guess we got a few wrestling figures lying around. You could put the armor on that and display it like that if you want. The turtle helmet, again, just looks kind of goofy. Now we'll see how it fits on Marvel Legends figures, which are a little bit smaller, so it should be easier to put them on, but it might be kind of loose. So we're going to see what that looks like. So this is what Vykron's harness looks like on the Captain America figure. I mean, it does fit pretty well. It also straps in the back. So it is kind of weird because it's not really in a barbarian style, you know, it's Captain America. But that does show you the potential for customs in the 6-inch scale with the Marvel Legends figures. And here's what the space armor looks like on Captain America. Kind of cool. I guess if you were to repaint the orange, you know, maybe make it red or blue, it'll make a little bit more sense with the Captain America figure. Here's another Marvel Legends figures that makes a bit more sense with the, you know, barbarian style. That'll look a little bit better with some of the armor pieces. And so this actually works pretty well. He doesn't have any feet on him right now, but he's about the same size as the Masterverse figures. He's a little bit shorter, but this also works. So if you got a couple of these bodies laying around, this is the Hercules Marvel Legends figure. If you got a couple of these laying around, you can definitely use all the armor on this body. And the last thing, just in case you were wondering, does any of the armor fit on female figures like She-Ra here? So that's what it looks like on the She-Ra body, and it's really oversized. So I mean, I guess it is possible if you're okay with how it looks, but in my opinion, it looks pretty bad. And here's the green armor on the Marvel Legends Hercules body with the Fat Thor head. So that actually looks pretty cool. And Hercules' green trunks actually fits really well with the green of the armor. So I like how that whole thing looks, and the Fat Thor head is also pretty cool on there. Then I'll do a couple head swaps. So this one's kind of interesting. Here's a WWE Ultimate Edition Brock Lesnar. This is the older version of the Brock Lesnar Ultimate Edition figure, and the screaming head sculpt, so that doesn't look too bad. And then if you have the Viking helmet from the Punisher with the motorcycle 2-pack Marvel Legends, the helmet also fits on a lot of different heads, but I think it looks pretty cool on this Brock Lesnar head. But you can pretty much put it on any head that doesn't have a lot of hair. And then speaking of Punisher, there's a Battle Damage Punisher head from that same pack with the motorcycle and the Viking helmet, so I like the way that looks. I think it fits pretty well. Here's a cloth cape from GPS lot. That looks pretty cool. I had this cape on the McFarlane Barbarian Batman figure, and it was pretty cool there. This is also pretty cool. So that's it for head swaps and switching the different parts over. You know, it's really endless. It's always fun to have a figure that's like that, where there's a lot of different things that work and that look good. And then quickly I'll just do some simple size comparisons. So that's what it looks like next to the Hercules. And here's the Barbarian Skeletor, and he's also a bit shorter even though he's on a stand. And then you already saw what it looks like next to the He-Man figure. They're pretty much the same size. Then the Barbarian Batman and the McFarlane is a little bit bigger than Vykron. They're pretty much about the same height though. I know the Vykron is kind of crouching there. And then next to a female figure, here's the She-Ra again. She's going to be shorter. Any female figure is going to be shorter. Any female figure from the Masterverse line is going to be shorter. And then there's Captain America, the newer version of the Ultimate Edition Brock Lesnar. Then last but not least, the Masterverse Grizzlord, and they're pretty much the same height. Well, that's pretty much all I got to say about this figure, guys. I've been having a lot of fun, and that's always the best part about having a new figure, is when it's fun. Seems like nowadays it's pretty rare to have a figure that's this fun, especially with certain lines like Marvel Legends. A lot of those figures are pretty boring. They don't really offer enough to justify the price. You know, they're going up $27 for just a basic figure with one set of hands and one effect, and the figure is just not fun. There's no armor, there's no weapons, there's really no playability. But with this figure and with this line, I've seen the figures that they got coming up, and they just look fun. And there's so many things that you can do with them, with the different parts that they come with, like what you see here. Honestly, this is probably going to make it on my top 10 list for this year, and it's probably going to be maybe in the top 5 depending on the other figures that come out this year, but this is probably going to be in my top 5. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you like this figure, if you like some of the different customizations that you saw in this video, let me know which one was your favorite. Let me know what you think about this figure. Let me know what you think about the review. Give me your thoughts on the Masterverse line. That's all I got to say. So I'll see you in the next one.